Yerp, it's Perp, back with another video, and I just got done watching NOS4A2 Season 2, Episode 8, and if you're finding me for the first time, make sure you definitely hit that subscribe button, and definitely check out the playlist where I have reviewed the first two seasons, pretty much everything up to this point. You know, I still enjoy this show, even though I see it getting roasted, by a lot of critics and just people on social media and stuff. But I take the good and the bad, and it's still a average show, even though they do some goofy stuff. This episode I definitely enjoyed, but with all that being said, let's get right into it. So this episode starts off, and it's named Chris McQueen, and this centers all around Vic McQueen's father. And he opens up just in this funeral scene, and he's talking about his father and just his past. We learn a lot about Vic's father within the first 10 minutes of this opening here, and we see young Vic, and it's crazy how they try to pass them off as looking the same age, and they really haven't aged well. And you kind of that's one of the I guess one of the annoyances that people have with this show is that kind of takes people out of the realism. They should have kind of got younger actors to play these characters, but it is what it is at this point for me. So then we go back to Vic, and she's able to get the bike fixed and whatnot, and her father goes with her, and I really like the back and forth that these two have, how similar they are. But Vic kind of blames her father just for a lot of things that happen with her in her life, and just, I don't think it's fair, but I understand, because you see Vic, she's starting to drink, and she's gotten that from her father, and she puts a lot of pressure on her father, and vice versa, and trying to do all that she can to find Wayne. But it's dope to see them kind of going on this journey to find Wayne together, and they find Bing Partridge in that was it junkyard. Also, a little cool side note that Vic's mom ends up seeing Vic's bridge, which was kind of cool, because she now couldn't believe her and what she's talking about with her powers and whatnot. But this is where things between Vic and her father kind of sever, as when they're questioning Bing. This is where you see where Vic kind of gets her anger from. She kind of gets her anger from her father, and her father almost kills Bing without finding out where Wayne is and whatnot. And this is where things kind of get rocky between the two. So speaking of Bing, he's finally caught by Tabitha, and Tabitha finally gets to kind of pick his brain, and he feels like he's done right in kind of trying to help the best that he can. But now he's kind of made these demands that he doesn't want to talk to nobody but Vic, and Vic tries to sympathize with Bing, but she still has kind of a disdain, but she kind of feels for him at the same time, feels bad for him. But all she cares about is finding her son. She could care really less about Bing and what happens to Bing. And I don't know what they're going to do with Bing's character going forward, since he's going to be pretty much locked up. We're just going to wait and see. Speaking of Tabitha, she gets kind of praised and gets her job back, but the people on her side are not really believing Bing, and they're thinking that the Wayne is pretty much out there dead in the junkyard somewhere. So she has to pretty much collect a team up to go investigate that and whatnot. But she ends up finding out that Maggie is using her tiles again. She confronts Vic and pretty much tells Vic, look, you don't have to worry about cops being on you. I'll make sure that they stay off your ass, pretty much. But this causes a rift between Maggie and Tabitha as they kind of part ways because Tabitha kind of wants to live a normal life. She doesn't want to get too involved with this lifestyle. Now we get to, you know, one of my favorite parts of this episode. You really see throughout this episode Vic taking out her anger on her father and just blaming him for everything, and just you start to feel bad because he's trying to do the best he can. They're both trying to do the best they can as parents, and they don't see how similar they are until it's like too late. But you know, they end up finding out where they need to go from Bing and whatnot. But Vic hears Millie pretty much calling out, and she pretty much tells her, like, I can help you, but you gotta help me get out of here, because if Charlie dies, everything goes with it. So that's gonna be interesting. And you know, Maggie, she wants to figure out a way to get the other children back. Also, Lou is willing to put his life on the line once again to, you know, save Wayne, because he says in this episode that he likes being a father. He wants to continue being Wayne's father. So now we get to the scene where they come up with an idea to kind of ambush Charlie Manx and try to take Wayne in the process. But you know, this is the worst team to just plan out anything. Anytime they plan things, shit goes left. You know, it's crazy that they almost are able to complete everything, but things just kind of go left with the explosives that they set. They're not going off at the correct times, and man, just it doesn't look good. And with Vic's bike damn near not even at 100%, kind of cuts off at her, and this is where things go crazy, because you know, her father Chris jumps in the way of her almost getting hit by the Wraith, and you know, he gets pretty much his legs fucked up, and this leads Charlie to pretty much snap his neck right in front of Vic. And you know, this is so traumatizing for Vic, and this is gonna definitely fuck her up in the head, because all the stuff that she's said to him, and just, you know, just the way he treated just the way she treated him, like in this episode, it's just that's gonna definitely sit on her conscience for a while. Now with both Maggie and Lou running into Wayne, they look at him and they see that he's pretty much changed, and he kind of turned into this monster, and the explosives pretty much triggered him to bite Lou, which I thought at that point when he ran into Lou, he was going to kill Lou. I thought he was also going to kill Maggie. That would have been crazy, but that's definitely going to have effect on Wayne. But you know, Charlie's able to get away. They're going off to Crispus Land. You know, what are they gonna do now? Just with Vic's father dead, Chris is dead now, which was really a shocker. I was kind of sad to see that happen, but I thought this was a really cool episode. I'm intrigued to see what happens next, and you know, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below about this episode. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and I'm out.